Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my live. I am Queen Lily, and y'all already know what we're going to talk about. Donald Trump. Welcome to my live. Thank you all for coming. As you come in, please hit the like button. It is free. It costs you absolutely nothing to like the video. Also, you guys that are watching it on replay, you can hit the like button as well. And you can send me thank you, super thanks, if you want to donate to my channel on replay. So the ones that's watching the live now, you can send super chats and super stickers during the live. And you can also send me gems if you want to send me something, gifts, or however you want to call it. You can send me that as well. So let's set some rules right quick. Let's be respectful to one another in the chat. Let's not use profanity. Let's not use derogatory statements about me, the host, the one that's hosting in my castle, me. Again, I am Queen Lily. Welcome to my live. Everything that I show in my live is fair use. Great for entertainment purposes, great for educational purposes, and great for research purposes. And I always throw some comedy in there. So let's have a good time today, you guys. Again, if you'd like to donate to my channel, you can send me super chats and super stickers. In my description, there's my Venmo. Also in my description is a PayPal link. So if you have PayPal and you feeling jolly, you can donate to my channel that way as well. I have two different types of memberships. I have the Ruby membership, which is $4.99, and I have the Diamonds membership, which is $9.99. In the memberships, you get things firsthand. You get things that the regular subscribers and viewers would never see. So let's have a good time today. Again, everything that I show is fair use. So who we're talking about today? We will have man, he's going to discuss what he feels really happened to Charlie Kirk. The unaliving of Charlie Kirk. And there's going to be more about Donald Trump because he's desperate at this moment, and how he lies to us about the ballroom, how he did not do any demolition to the White House, which we know it's all lies because we saw it with our own eyes. But what Donald Trump likes to do, he likes to make you think that you didn't see anything. Your eyes are fooling you, but our eyes are not fooling us. We saw the demolition happening. Also, we're going to be listening to something about George Santos. He could still go to prison. Yeah. The state of New York, if they wanted to, could still lock him up. More about the Epstein files and Melania Trump and Donald Trump. Yes, she just opened up a can of worms, and she opened up Pandora's box, and I bet she wish she could close it back. Well, Melania Trump, it proves a point. You is just as dumb as your husband, but are you a con woman? We're going to hear something about the Argentina bailout and more. Hello, Queen Miss Bugs. How you doing? Thank you. Thank you for being a moderator. I love you, girl. Please hit the like button as y'all are coming in. Again, everything I show is fair use in all of my lives, in my shorts, whatever, fair use. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to take a listen to what this guy has to say about the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. Knew him. The unaliver knew him. That's what he's saying.
That terrible wound from which you saw Charlie Kirk's life's blood leaving his body was not the entry wound, but was an exit wound. And that is now proven beyond peradventure. Now that's important, because if that was the exit wound and the entry wound came from the other side, that means Tyler ain't the shooter. And it means that gun isn't the murder weapon. And you have to ask yourself, if they're lying about the shooter, if they're lying about the murder weapon, they're lying about the whole thing. It's obvious. They're trying to tell you a furry. My God, I never thought I'd live long enough to know what a furry was. And I now know more about furries than I ever wanted to know. A furry whose boyfriend, girlfriend is a trans, and who was found wandering on a roof, but didn't have a weapon that was found in the woods. He's the patsy, all right. He may even believe that he was involved in it. He may have been told it was a Nicolas Cage movie. He may have been told anything, but he wasn't the shooter. And that weapon with the scope on wrong, such that it would have blown his eye out if he'd fired the shot from a Mauser. That wasn't the murder weapon. The murder weapon came from far more up close and personal. And personal may be a vital qualifier in the statement I have just made. Because it seems to me that who killed Charlie Kirk knew Charlie Kirk, and maybe knew him very well. That terrible wound from which you saw.
I been said that, y'all. Whoever did it to Charlie Kirk is somebody that knew him. They wanted him out of the way. As we all can recall, Charlie Kirk kept saying, release the Epstein files. Have y'all forgotten that? Charlie Kirk kept running his mouth about the Epstein files. Who don't want to hear about the Epstein files? Who told the American people to shut up talking about the Epstein files? Charlie Kirk even went against Israel. He started speaking negative about Israel. So there's two different angles that we could look at this situation. Charlie Kirk was unalive because he was saying too much. He wouldn't be quiet. Not that I care for him because he didn't care about my people, but I do believe if he was actually unalived, it had to do with the Epstein files in Israel. And that's my opinion. So we're going to listen to our queens. I had it. Podcast. Their podcast. These two queens are amazing. And it is about MAGA is on life support. I truly believe MAGA is on life support. Right now, MAGA don't know what to do. Their leader is leading them down to the gates of hell, and they can't take it anymore. But they'd rather come in my chat and pretend that they are okay when they're not. And knowing that November the 1st, their food stamps will be cut off. Let's take a listen.
It will never, ever, ever be normal to me that the convicted felon, dementia-ridden Kankles McTaco-Tits, who we will refer to as Kanks merely for spite and to humiliate the shit out of this man, sits in the Oval Office and has sundowner dementia hour and does show and tell with his arts and crafts projects that cost $250 million. The tone-deaf nature of this administration is staggering. He continues to normalize the rules that apply to everybody else don't apply to me. The laws that apply to everybody else don't apply to me, and I have no intentions whatsoever of leaving this White House. Play this clip.
In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure. The way it was shown, it looked like we were touching the White House. We don't touch the White House. That's a bridge, a glass bridge going from the White House to the ballroom. Then you get into the lobby of the ballroom, and then you go into the magnificent, the main room. And it's something that has gotten incredible reviews.
Like, people are going on Yelp and putting reviews on this thing. The reviews are all made up in his head. So is when he says, and everybody says this, and I know more about reverse bathtubs than anybody, and I know everything about Hannibal Lecter. This guy is a jet stream of crazy ass bullshit all day, every day. And the fact that no Republicans check this MFer is disgraceful. The fact that there are Republican voters in this country that used to care about decorum and decency and standards and ethics, and they don't say a peep, because the minute he won that second election, there was some waffling in all of their heads. Is it okay to be this big of a piece of shit? And the minute he won, they full-blown capitulated to the worst impulses of humanity. And not only did we have Kanks, the dementia-ridden sundowner hour piece of shit president sitting there with his arts and crafts projects that cost American taxpayers money when they're struggling to buy groceries. You have millions of Americans and Republicans in Congress that just go along with this bullshit. It is abhorrent.
I look at the Republicans and I fault them more than I do Donald Trump, because they have power as a body. And here's the thing. They're never going to go against him. They would rather kiss his ass than protect their constituents' health care, because they're more interested in their best interest than anything else. And it's really, really disturbing.
Definitely. All right, moving along. We have fissures in the MAGA movement. And I've explained to you all that we learned from Ruth Ben-Ghiat, the expert New York University professor of history and authoritarianism, that the strong man has to emit strength and toxic masculinity at all times. Well, you can see that, you know, these imaginary reviews that he's getting, he looks like he just wandered off from the nursing home. Everybody says he wears a diaper. Pumps and I pointed out multiple times he refuses to wear a man bra, and we all have to see the sagging man breasts all the time. But the fissures are being noticed by ambitious, grifting MAGA Republicans that realize that the strong man is actually a weak man and that biology is going to catch up on him, or a massive stroke or something. I mean, he's like 90 years old, right? So they are looking beyond this. And here is an interesting conversation with Tucker and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who both see a post-Donald Trump MAGA cult that they need to keep in place. And then you have Laura Loomer, who wakes up, she thinks Trump, she goes to bed, she thinks Trump, it's Trump, Trump, Trump. Listen to them trash Laura Loomer.
Laura Loomer get to be a Pentagon advisor, but you get primaried? Like, what is that?
I don't know. I've never understood why anyone takes her serious. I mean, this is a woman that can't even legally buy a gun because she had such serious mental problems. She literally posted the other day that she blew blood vessels in her eye as she was hysterically tweeting, you know, like 40 or 50 times in one day. Who listens to a person like that? Like, no one should.
I'll tell you who listens to Marjorie. Tanks. Yeah, the president of the United States listens to her, and he listens to her all the time. But also, I think it's hilarious that the bar for competency within the MAGA movement is, can you buy a gun or not? Like, she can't even buy a gun.
So we know she did not. She can't
Like,
get a
what
gun.
kind of American doesn't have a gun? I mean, what a loser.
It's terrifying when you hear Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson and you think, I agree. I mean, my question is the same. How the fuck is Laura Loomer an advisor to the president?
But let's be real here. She is using gaslighting techniques here by saying who actually listens to her while being intellectual.
Oh, she using gaslighting techniques. Hey, have y'all seen the Newsom Trump knee pads? That's Laura Loomer. That's her technique. She gets on them knees and put in work. We all saw Laura Loomer and Donald Trump hanging out together alone. Yeah. So we'll check out Government Newsom's knee pads, because they talked about her loyalty, Laura Loomer, to Donald Trump. There's loyalty, but she put in work. Laura Loomer said, I got work to do. I got a job, baby. Let's look at these knee pads. Let me find it right quick. The Laura Loomer wearing the Government Newsom knee pads. And they sold out. Government Newsom was selling the Donald Trump knee pads. Hold on. The Patriot Shop, that's what Newsom calls it. They sold out, y'all, those knee pads. This is from Government Newsom's website. The Patriot Shop, the greatest merchandise ever made. And it says, sold out. Wow, looks like as Speaker Mike Johnson bought all 219 of our knee pads for his delegation. Don't worry, at Leader John Thune, we will restock soon. We know many of you need them. Well, honey, Laura Loomer probably bought all of them. If it wasn't Mike Johnson, it was Laura Loomer. I love those ladies. I've had it. I love them. They're amazing. So, MAGA, this is going to hurt you more than anybody. So pull your seat up, take a listen. Don't get offended. I understand you need your benefits. I understand there's people in my chat that need their benefits, and I love the people that support me. I want to say hello to King Allen. I want to say hello to Queen Gwyneth. I want to say hello to King Jay. I want to say hello to Queen Miss Bugs. I want to say hello to Queen Teresa. I want to say hello to William. I want to say hello to King Josh, PH. I want to say hello to Shadow Pop. I want to say hello to all of y'all. There's even the ones in the bushes. Hello, hit that like button for me. This is affecting the nation 100. And it's Thanksgiving time. And Donald Trump is just like Hitler, want to take food from your table. Hold on, okay? One moment, please. Y'all, anyone that gets benefits, your food stamps will be cut off November the 1st. Donald Trump is doing exactly what dictators do. Like Hitler, Putin, Netanyahu, these type of people would do. They know that Thanksgiving is in November. Donald Trump knows that Christmas is in December. He's not concerned about you eating. He's concerned about that ballroom that's going to cost us $250 million. And he does have some donors, but they're not paying all of that. The American people will be paying it. One moment, please.
Are slated to be cut at the beginning of November. So people who rely on these benefits to feed their families will be cut off at the beginning of the same month as Thanksgiving. While SNAP benefits are about to be cut next month, just next week really, Donald Trump is tearing down the entire East Wing of the White House and paying for a new ballroom. While all of these things that help people make ends meet, the poorest among us, those who are in the crosshairs the most, those who perform basic services in our community to make sure that we're good, those are the people who he's putting in the crosshairs. As Kristi Noem gets to new plate, food stamps are slated to be cut at the beginning of November. So people who rely on these benefits to feed their family will be cut off.
It's sad. That is from Angela.
Stamps are
Hold on.
slated to be
Angela
cut.
Ray from Native Land Podcast. He doesn't care about Americans. There's no way in the hell Donald Trump care about the American people, that he would let y'all starve. Children starve. That is a man don't give a F-U-C care about the American people. And it's time that y'all wake up and stop lying to yourself that this man cares anything about you. Because he does not. He's more worried about the vain things in life and filling his pockets and his billionaires' pockets. Giving money to Argentina, $40 billion to Argentina, while Argentina are now selling their soybeans to China instead of America. And what does it do? What taking beef from Argentina to bring it to our import into our country, but taking away from the farmers here in America that have beef and they are not pleased. I got a video about that too. Hold on, let me find it. Guide me, God, because I have so much saved, I'll forget to show it. Hold on, y'all. Let me find that video about the farmers, because they are pissed that Donald Trump is taking money out of their pockets, gonna accept beef from Argentina when we have our own beef here in America. And this is what you voted for, MAGA. This is who you are, MAGA. Everything that Donald Trump is, you are. You should feel ashamed of yourself. You're hurting the American people with your dusty vote. Please, God, show me that video. Hold on, y'all. I have so many. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Jesus. Donald Trump has spit in the American people's faces. He's self-centered and has no awareness. What a false prophet. MAGA, that's your savior. You are accountable too.
Hi, Chris Gibbs, Ohio. These are my cows back here, and they got a question. They've worked all year to put calves on the ground to feed this nation and beyond. They want to know why in the hell would the American public want to buy beef from Argentina when they're standing right here, ready to go to work, been working all year. Looking at you, Donald. Hi. Chris
And he
Gibbs,
voted for Donald Trump.
These are my cows back here, and they got a question. They've worked all year to put calves on the ground to feed this nation and beyond. They want to know why in the hell would the American public want to buy beef from Argentina when they're standing right here, ready to go to work, been working all year.
Let me tell you something. I didn't get to catch your name. You in the chat and you're blasting me, but you won't blast Donald Trump in my chat from taking away from these people that raise cattle so we can have our own meat here in America. I don't eat beef, so that's why I look good at 52 years old. But if you eat beef, that's your business. I supposed to eat red meat because of my blood type, but I don't eat it. But the fact is and remains that Donald Trump is taking from these people in America that are farmers that raise their cattle and buying cattle, red meat, beef from Argentina when we have already given them $40 billion. So you sit in my chat and zip your lips before I staple them. How about that? Yes, I'm mad because I care about this country. My ancestors built this country. Your ancestors stole and beat my ancestors. So you sit your raggedy ass in my chat and learn something. And stop being disrespectful in my chat so you can take something to your constituents and let them know we've been wrong the whole time. Donald Trump is spitting in the American people's face. But you come over here and F with a black woman. She would chew you up and spit you out and stomp you down into hell. So sit in my chat and obey me. One moment, please. Let's take a listen to this fellow because he says Trump bamboozled white voters, and he did. The ones in my chat. That's stupid.
Ran on one premise. I'm the last hope for white America. And white people came out in droves and voted for him. The middle class white people voted for him, and they were silly enough to think that he gave a damn about them. Donald Trump does not care even about white people. He cares about two things: wealthy and powerful. That's all he cares about. And they're seeing more and more. Oh, I didn't think my husband would lose his job. Oh, I didn't think I would. No, baby, he bamboozled you, he bumped your head, and now you upset, but you put him in office.
Let me tell y'all something. These people in my chat that's coming for me today, trust me, they the same ones going to the food bank, and there's nothing wrong with going to a food bank. I have in my life. Yes, I have. I'm very honest in all my lives. I won't play no game with you. They're going to food banks. I haven't been to a food bank in years, but I have gone. They're getting food stamps, but in my chat insulted me when their daughter get food stamps. Their wife more than likely getting them because they can't pay the bills, and they making their wife look bad because they're out there paying for a prostitute right now instead of paying the bills in the household. Don't come for me. No, don't try me. Why would you try me? One moment, please. Just a moment, everybody. More about the Argentina bailout that Donald Trump is doing and spitting in the American people's face. Again, he is taking our money, giving it to Argentina, and Argentina has turned their backs on us. Instead of selling their soybean to America, they selling it to China. But what does Donald Trump do? Go like a little wet puppy that he is, and then he decides to buy beef from Argentina. While we have our own beef in America. Buy American U.S. beef. F that beef coming from Argentina, but we wouldn't know. They lie to us so much we wouldn't know, but I don't eat it, so.
About a crime. The felon is sending $20 billion to bail out Argentina. He says it's to help the president, who's a fan of the felon, and ruin the economy like the felon is doing here. But then there's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who has an old buddy, Robert Citrone, who bet big on Argentina and is about to lose his shirt. But Bobby doesn't have to worry because Bessent and the felon swoop in with a taxpayer-funded lifeline, which will make his bonds golden again. And this isn't the first time Bessent did this for his friend earlier this year. To top it all off, Argentina is able to undercut American soybeans due to the bailout and sell them to China, leaving our soybeans in the silos and our farmers penniless. Ordinary Americans are losing while maggots cheer on the felon's corruption in broad daylight. Let me tell you about a crime. The felon is sending $20 billion to bail out Argentina.
The felon has actually doubled that. He sent $40 billion to Argentina. While he take from people that's on food stamps. They need that SNAP. And I don't judge anybody because none of us perfect in here. People fall on hard times. I have fallen on hard times in my life in some point. Yes, I have. You can't judge them. Because I'm quite sure one of your ancestors, because you want to know why food stamps was created. It wasn't created for black people, baby. While the husbands over fighting, the wives needed food. Even the projects was not created for black people. It was actually created for white people. Food stamps was created for white people. But let you scandalous and people tell it was created for black people. Do your research because you're dumb. I'm saying it to your face. You're dumb. There's more red state people, white people, in red states on food stamps than any race. So while you're in my chat fronting like you rich, when none of us in this chat we're none of us rich. I wish I was, but I'm rich in Christ. You're getting food stamps, but come in here and fake the phone and call me a welfare queen. I don't get any free benefits, and I wish the fuck I did. I wish I could get SNAP. I wish I could get food stamps. Yes, it's hard out here for a pimp. I'm honest. Maybe my honesty offends people, but I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not like you people coming here lying in my chat. I'm very real and not afraid. You keep licking Donald Trump's boot from a distance. You're going to be living outside. Then you're going to be looking for handouts from the Democrats. Because the Republicans don't give a F-U-C-K about you. They're about fattening their pockets. Wake up. One moment, please. Water is good for you, Mac. You better try it because you wrinkled, baby. You looking like an old prune and a raisin and some spoiled milk been sitting outside in Atlanta heat for 24 days. You ugly. U-G-L-Y. What is it? U-G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. That's what we need to sing to Donald Trump. Let me get back serious. Hi, I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. Donald Trump promised full transparency. But we have never gotten that from the orange man, ever.
Declassify the Epstein files.
Yeah, I would.
You're going to see some Epstein information. Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Release the list. Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
But yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem.
Everything's going to come out to the public. The public has a right to know. Americans have a right to know.
Americans have the right to know. Yes, we do. So we're going to take a listen to Melania Trump just unlocked the Epstein files. By her going after Wolf and Hunter Biden, she made it where they're going to have to do discovery. See, Melania Trump, just like her husband, either she's a con woman or she's dumb. It has to be one or the other. But anyway, we're going to take a listen. And this comes from Occupy Democrats. Hold on, okay?
How poetic would it be if Melania Trump held the key to the Epstein files that could expose the Donald once and for all, and she accidentally turned that key and Trumpty Dumpty had a great fall? We just took one big step in that direction as one of the biggest Epstein whistleblowers just released a video that you have to see, a video they do not want you to see, and I have it all for you next. The Trumps are very well known for using lawfare to intimidate and silence their accusers, and they're doing it again with the Epstein files. But this time their move is blowing up in their faces. Have a look at this report for the latest context, and on the other side I'll have the whistleblower who basically sings "I won't back down" on video and shares a delightfully devious plan to use some legal judo of his own to extract more Epstein details.
So there's another story popping out there, and it involves the First Lady and it involves Hunter Biden. So apparently Hunter Biden was talking, and he suggested that Epstein is the one who introduced Melania and Donald Trump to one another here in New York City. And they say this is not true. We met in 1998 at a Fashion Week party in New York City. Here's the statement on behalf of the lawyer for the First Lady. Failure to comply. She wants him to retract the statement, okay? Failure to comply will leave Mrs. Trump in no choice but to pursue any and all legal rights and remedies available to her to recover the overwhelming financial and reputational harm that you have caused her to suffer. They call this extremely salacious. Retract it now.
Well, there's in the notice letter they said they'll be seeking $1 billion. The fact is that the First Lady has succeeded in getting multiple news outlets to retract this story. They really go after the source, this author named Wolf, who's been repeatedly challenged in terms of the accuracy of things that he has written about the Trump family, the Trump administration.
Michael Wolff is the author to whom you are referring, who got into some deep water during Trump 1.0. We'll see if the pursuit continues. My guess is yes.
His guess is yes, and so is my hope. And so is the hope of the author they spoke of, Michael Wolff. Have a look at the video he posted last night that not only welcomes lawfare with the Trumps, but he lays out his strategy on how he'll make Melania and Donald regret it while exposing the truth about Epstein.
I'm Michael Wolff. I've written 4 books about Donald Trump. And also, before his death, I extensively interviewed Jeffrey Epstein, not least of all about his relationship with Donald Trump. I've spoken publicly about aspects of those interviews, including the things Epstein said about his relationship with both Donald Trump and Melania Trump. Several days ago, I was notified by lawyers for the First Lady that they intend to sue me for $1 billion for some of those statements. Now, they've threatened and sued other people for related statements about Melania Trump's relationship with Epstein. These are called SLAPP suits. They may have no hope whatsoever of proving defamation, but these suits are filed anyway, or these suits are threatened to intimidate people from talking about this exact subject. I can't live like that. In fact, to be perfectly honest, I'd like nothing better than to get Donald Trump and Melania Trump under oath in front of a court reporter and actually find out all of the details of their relationship with Epstein. Turning the tables on the Trumps and refusing to acquiesce to them. Last night, my lawyers went into court in New York and asked for a declaratory judgment. In other words, we will have subpoena power to call witnesses and to find out exactly what the relationship between Epstein and the Trumps was. Now, this is going to be an expensive effort, and I'm going to reach out and for everyone's support. But I think that this is going to be also a very fruitful way to finally open this dark curtain and find out what Donald Trump, Melania Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein were doing together.
If you're like me, your frustration continues to grow over the lack of any meaningful resistance to Trump's corruption and chaos within our government. So I appreciate citizens like Wolf who are risking everything to shine a light on the darkness, because action like Wolf's is contagious. If you remember the Me Too movement, there was a tipping point after the first person stepped forward and took the slings and arrows. And Wolf has
And who was the first person that spoke up about Jeffrey Epstein? Who was it, y'all? Put it in the chat. If you know the first female that spoke up about Jeffrey Epstein. Her name is Virginia Jeffries. Hold on. She spoke up about Epstein. She was not afraid. She wrote her book about it. Just a moment, please. So it says, Nobody's Girl. That is the name of her book. Virginia Giuffre. She wrote a memoir, and it details SA abuse by Jeffrey Epstein. So we're going to just listen briefly to just a little bit of it, not the whole recording, okay? One moment, please.
Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays is suing Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson for refusing to swear in Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva, who was elected a month ago in a special election to represent more than 800,000 people of the greater Tucson area. Grijalva says she believes Speaker Johnson is refusing to seat her because she would be the final vote necessary on a discharge petition to release unclassified records about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Last week, the House Oversight Committee released a new set of Epstein documents, including call logs that included someone listed as Donald Trump. As all of this unfolded Tuesday, an explosive memoir was released by Jeffrey Epstein's survivor, the late Virginia Roberts Giuffre, titled Nobody's Girl, a memoir of surviving abuse and fighting for justice. Virginia was the first survivor to come out publicly against Epstein. In the book, she details how he groomed her along with his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, who met Virginia while she worked at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking. Giuffre writes, quote, "In my years with them, they let me out to scores of wealthy, powerful people. I was habitually used and humiliated, and in some instances choked, beaten, and bloodied. I believed I might die as a sex slave," she said. Virginia also details how she was forced to have sex with Prince Andrew 3 times, beginning when she was 17. Virginia also said she was beaten and raped by a well-known prime minister. Virginia Giuffre died reportedly by suicide earlier this year in Australia at age 41. Nobody's Girl was completed just before she died. In the book's foreword, her collaborator, Amy Wallace, describes an email from Virginia shortly before she died that read in part, quote, "The content of this book is crucial as it aims to shed light on the systemic failures that allow the trafficking of vulnerable individuals across borders. It's imperative that the truth is understood and that the issues surrounding this topic are addressed both for the sake of justice and awareness. In the event of my passing, I would like to ensure that Nobody's Girl is still released," she said. For more, we're joined here in our New York studio by Amy Wallace, the ghostwriter.
You all can purchase her book, Nobody's Girl. I'm sure it's a compelling read, so make sure you get it. Justice has been held back because of the MAGA Republican Party. They refuse to open Congress again because when the Democrat winner for the special election comes in, she would be number 218 to get the Epstein files released. They can make up all these lies and blame the Democrats. The Democrats are not running the House, nor Congress, nor the White House. It is a MAGA Republican Party that's doing the damage to America and trying to stop us from justice, of hearing who, what, when with the Epstein files. Donald Trump is all over the Epstein files. No matter how you want to flip it, script it, rub it down, oh, nasty boy is in the Epstein files. And a great amount of those MAGA Republican men are too. Yes, they are. We heard that from one of the people that work for the DOJ. He was secretly recorded. One moment, please. Trump administration has for months illegally delayed, frozen, impound federal funds approved by Congress. Hold on. We're going to take a listen to our sister and queen, Christina Talks T. That's just the letter T. Follow her on Instagram. What she says is the truth.
Well. So I said the other day that in no kind of way will I be engaging with the Red Hat crew anymore. I ain't got nothing for them, honey. No stitching videos, no clapping back to the dumb shit that they say. Not me, not today. But I will, however, speak on it when karma comes back around to their hateful town. Oh, yes, I will, honey. I poured the FAFO tea here expeditiously. And we got a FAFO today. And it came through right away, honey. Karma was quick on this one, baby. Hold on. I'll be right back. I got something on the stove, and it's about to boil over. Okay, let's get to this shit, honey. I had to stir the pot a bit. Let's stir the pot some more, shall we? Because this is going to be petty as hell.
I love
honey.
this woman.
Karma came back around somebody's way, and I got to tell you about it today. So there was this girl. And she opened up her TikTok and she made a video, and she was trying to shame the folks who receive food stamp benefits. If you don't know, there's the rumor on the street is that people in November will not receive their food stamp benefits because the GOP really don't want the government to open up because the Epstein files are at play, so they need to keep it closed while they scrub Daddy's name away. But that's besides the point. The whole entire reason the government shut down today is because the Epstein files are at play and the GOP's trying to protect Daddy and scrub the files. Okay, I'm glad we cleared all of that up here. Anyway, she opened up her little app, thought she was going to be clever and cute and all of that, and made a video where she said, for all the people out there worried about eating in November, what did you do with your EBT benefits for October? While eating a dry piece of toast, she said this. And she thought she ate, honey. This bitch ain't ate nothing but dry toast. What did you do with your October food budget, dear? Buy toast and dope? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, honey. What did you do with your food stamps from October? Lord bless it. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Let me get back on track, honey. Let me get back on track. So, of course, people clap back to her expeditiously, but somebody went through all her content. This is where it gets good. They found out where she worked because she filmed a video about where she worked, and they called her at her job to talk to her. You know, karma. She didn't want to hear none of that. So they asked to speak to her supervisor, who spoke to their supervisor, who spoke to their supervisor, who spoke to the owner of the company in which she works there. And they were very, very unhappy with her. Said she did not represent the values of their company, and they are investigating this. Yes, it gets better. People started reporting some of her videos because they were cruel and they violated community guidelines. And if you violate community guidelines, you are removed from the Creators Reward Program on TikTok. She made a video upset because she may get kicked out of the Creators Reward Program. She don't know what she's gonna do. It's amazing how there's consequences to your actions, dear. What I find very, very strange right here is how these people who are always talking about taking other people's benefits away, that are under some kind of assumption, dear, that they're just sponging off of the government, you know, because they all think they can pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. So why can't others do that? Because it's an actual impossibility by physics, dear. But you're too dumb to actually know where the saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, comes from. It's to explain something that is impossible to do. It's a theory in physics. But either way, that's not what this video is about today. It's about how karma came her way and the other things I need to say. Y'all seem to think that everybody has the same choices in life. You can't seem to wrap your head around the fact that some people don't have choices in life, dear. Not good ones. No. When a whole system is constructed to keep you down, not everybody can stay afloat. No. And the fact that the largest portion of the population to receive said EBT benefits live in very white communities in very white rural areas of America. But they're the first to tell you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. People who can't afford bootstraps. You brought this upon yourself, dear. Whereas most people who were struggling in life did not bring it upon themselves. That's hard for some of y'all to fathom, but it goes back to the choices we have in life, honey. I've had many choices in life. Most of them were between bad, 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 worse, fucking apocalyptically worse. Most people don't have the choice between right and wrong, good and evil. It's not that cut and dry. Not that cut and dry either. Some things happen to people that are beyond their control. It was beyond my control at the age of 14 to get abducted off the street and have horrible things done to me and wind up with PTSD. That was beyond my control. Wouldn't it?
I love this woman.
A choice in that matter. I didn't have a choice. I don't get to choose whether or not I can walk out my home every day and go to work like a normal person 40 hours a week. I didn't get to make that choice for myself. Some days I'm okay. Some days I can't leave my home. That was beyond my control.
I just love her. She made me
Do I
want to
not
cry.
deserve
Ooh.
food? But when you people take to the internet and you say hateful things about other people, that's your choice. You have control over what comes out of your mouth. So, that situation is in your control today, and if your money is taken away and you don't know how you're going to eat, just know you're one of those people that you believe shouldn't eat. Well. So I said,
Y'all, she got me emotional. I got to grab myself. Her testimony and how she's telling it and talking about how the lady was on TikTok. I saw that. It's all over social media everywhere now. She's placing judgment. A MAGA Republican white woman. Yeah, she was judging people. Now food is going to be taken from her table. We got to be careful with our words. We cannot judge people in their circumstances. It's not their fault. Donald Trump will take their snap on November 1st. It is not Josh in my chat fault that his benefits will be cut off. He is disabled. I love you, Josh. Anybody in my chat that's disabled or in need, it's not their fault. Donald Trump is trying to break us. No matter how hard it gets, I will not be broken. And we all got to feel that way. We will not be broken. It's scary times. We're all scared. But I'm not scared of Donald Trump and his goonies. That means the Republican MAGA party. I'm not afraid of any of them. It's just that Donald Trump want to bring hardship on the citizens, but help other countries while they got free insurance, free food. We don't have that in America. They're taken for the American people. That's right. You love them enough to feed them. That is true. That's not being a liar, you nincompoop, whoever you are, if you're talking to me. If you're not, then I apologize. Joshua, your mama useless. Take Donald Trump's little ping out your mouth and come off in his diaper so you can wake up. You're under a spell and I can't help you. Joe, I can't help you. The Antichrist is your father. Zip your lips. I will resume. One moment, please. Take Donald Trump out your mouth. More about Argentina.
Argentina has officially received $40 billion of our taxpayer dollars. And you know what we got in return from the second home country of the Nazis? You know what we got in return? We are getting our beef from there now. Yay! Oh, what's that? It's riddled with foot and mouth disease. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong with that? One second. Cheers to dying prematurely. A few more seconds till I get paid. Well, Argentina has officially received.
The meat coming from Argentina is infected. That's the point that the guy's trying to make. I don't eat beef. Thank you, Jesus, I don't eat beef. Although my blood type, I'm supposed to eat that red meat. Yes, the nutritionists tell me I need to eat beef. I don't eat beef. Although it's very healthy for me. Piece of hair was on my back. Although it's very healthy for me, Queen Lillie do not eat that mess. I don't. But if it is labeled U.S. beef, you come out better eating the beef from America than eating it from Argentina. Foot and mouth disease, hey, you make your choice. It's up to you. Take a listen to this about ICE.
We have some stunning news right now that's not really surprising, but ICE is putting people in this training program without actually vetting them, and therefore you have people with lengthy criminal backgrounds in their training program. NBC News is now reporting that people charged with domestic violence, people charged with strong-arm robbery, battery from domestic violence, and more literally were recruits in an ICE training academy in Brunswick, Georgia. Some haven't even submitted their fingerprints for testing. Others haven't completed their background checks. ICE policy requires them to undergo basic vetting before going into these training programs, and now you have potential ICE agents, recruits, being trained who have rap sheets that include strong-arm robbery and domestic violence battery. This stunning reporting from NBC News needs to be spread everywhere, because then you have these people go on the streets potentially. And it's all because Trump is trying to reach 15,000 or 10,000 ICE agents quickly. Spread the word so more people know. Follow along for more and subscribe to my Substack link.
Subscribe to Aaron Partners. I've been telling y'all, ICE is putting the American people in great danger. They've just put anybody. They're not even vetting these people properly. Some of them are J6ers, KKK members, and Proud Boys, and the mentally unstable. Not saying that all mentally unstable people are part of ICE. That is not what I'm saying. But these people that are part of ICE, they're not vetted. They're not even running criminal background checks on these people. They just putting them out there, and they are torturing the American people, harming people. Being an immigrant does not make you illegal. Is that the case? Melania Trump, get out of our country. You don't belong here. Being an immigrant does not make you illegal. So when y'all in my chat saying y'all gonna have me deported, you better start our way back to your ancestors. They ain't belong here. They're immigrants. My immigrants, my ancestors were not immigrants. So you wasting your time. I've been telling you to come out of Donald Trump's pissy depends and wake up. Take his ping out your mouth, MAGA men. Although you love sucking something, I understand. It's just in you to do it from your ancestors. Your ancestors will be on the black men's eggplants back in slavery. Then they go home to their wives and lay in the bed all happy after they don't sucked on a black man's eggplant. Don't come for me. I'm trying to save you. Because your savior, Donald Trump, is not saving you. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to help you. Don't come for me.
Trump just had the nerve to say that he saved American ranchers and that we wouldn't even have beef in this country if it wasn't for him. He's saying this as he's actively flooding the U.S. market with cheap imported Argentina beef, undercutting American farmers and driving them into bankruptcy. Even Trump-supporting ranchers say they feel betrayed. Look at this.
Very happy about that. We're going to do something very quickly and easily on beef to get it
The
down.
compulsive liar, Trump.
The ranchers understand that. They're so happy for what I've done. I saved them. I don't think you'd have any beef in this country if I didn't do that. So we're very proud of that. Yep.
Isn't that just unbelievable? He could not be more delusional if he tried. Trump has the nerve to say he saved U.S. ranchers while his trade policies are actively crippling them. His choice to massively increase beef imports from Argentina has caused U.S. cattle prices to plummet. Independent ranchers, the backbone of rural America, are being squeezed out while multinational meat corporations are profiting off of cheap foreign supply. The irony here is painful. Many of these ranchers supported Trump in both elections, believing his America First lie. But now, even lifelong Republican farmers from places like Texas to Oklahoma to Arkansas are starting to speak out. And rightfully so. He betrayed them. He sold out to foreign producers and lied straight to their faces. And to add insult to injury, he's now on TV saying these ranchers should be thanking him despite the fact they're going bankrupt because of his policies. A billionaire is helping massive corporations.
Okay, I just read a comment. And this is from Wes McCall. He said, let's see the facts. I can give you a farmer that's stating about his cattle. I showed this a couple minutes ago. Since you want facts, instead of believing what you hear as fact, you're going to believe Donald Trump, the man that put his ping in your mouth and you willingly got down on your knees with knee pads and sucked it off. Hold on. I'm going to let you witness and listen to this man said himself. He's a farmer. So you can't help the dumb, the deaf and dumb. They deaf in other ways. Not offending any deaf people. Y'all got to understand. This is a figure of speech. Donald Trump has spit in the American people's face. Hold on. Donald Trump destroyed U.S. agriculture. Hold on.
Hi, Chris Gibbs, Ohio. These are my cows back here, and they got a question. They've worked all year to put calves on the ground to feed this nation and beyond. They want to know why in the hell would the American public want to buy beef from Argentina when they're standing right here, ready to go to work, been working all year. Looking at you, Donald. Hi, Chris Gibbs.
That is your facts. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Wes, you better learn. Put on your thinking cap real quick. Because my mouth is very short and my tongue will cut you across your neck so fast, you wouldn't be able to breathe. You would bleed. And I'm trying to save you. I don't told you I'm trying to save you.
House is not his house. It is the people's house. He's not allowed to do this. There are committees and all these authorizations he's supposed to get, but he doesn't give a shit about process. He doesn't give a shit that this is not his house or that this is against the law, this is against the rules, because he just wants to do whatever he wants to do. And this is the perfect analogy for what he's doing to this country. He destroys everything. He's the opposite of the Midas touch. He doesn't turn things to gold. He turns them to shit. It's not just about the house. It's about the fact that he does whatever the fuck he wants and goes over the laws and the rules and doesn't give a shit about anything. And he thinks he can get away with it all. And also, at the same time, we're seeing lines of people trying to ask for food assistance or having to take out loans to pay for their bills because there's a government shutdown. People are losing their jobs. People are losing their health care. They're getting letters in the mail saying your health care is going to go from less than $500 a month to over $2,000 a month. And they're freaking out, not knowing how they're going to pay for it. But the fact that people are getting closer to Thanksgiving and we're cutting away their food assistance is cruelty. And the Republicans are not doing a thing about it. The government continues to be shut down. We're in the second longest government shutdown in history. And it's because Republicans in Congress don't have the balls to stand up to Donald Trump. And they let him get away with stuff like this and build a freaking ballroom, but not to help the people of this country have things like affordable health care. And the problem is that right now, there aren't enough people standing up to him. That is the problem. But we need to keep pressuring because last weekend, it doesn't matter how many far-right media outlets pretend that there were not over 7 million people marching all over the freaking country because we can see the freaking videos. We were there. We were there and they're pissed because they're getting more and more and more regular people tuned in to all the shit that they're destroying. So we have to keep up the pressure.
I'm going to say something, and this is something I have said since I started this channel with politics. Donald Trump, the white man, is destroying America. I've been said it and I stand in it. The white man would be the one to destroy this country. Everything that Queen just said is straight facts. Straight facts. So I'm going to read some of y'all comments and I'm going to get out of here. Let me try to go back some because somebody that's a member, I missed his, and it wasn't intentional. I missed his message. Anybody that's speaking to me in my chat when I'm doing my live, sometimes I can't catch everything. Please don't hold it to my heart. Hold it to my head. Because when I'm doing the videos, I can't read everything. And I'm not intentionally doing it, okay? So let me keep trying to find the members. He sent me a message. Oh, God, where is it? Okay, down under brother. Thank you. Yes, he's right. Health is wealth. And he also said, so you're looking amazing, Queen. Thank you so much, King. I appreciate you. Anytime I'm doing a live and I don't catch your message, is not intentionally. It's just that I'm so focused on the videos, I don't see everything. And I had to let one of my moderators know that one day because she was like, I was trying to get your attention in the chat. But a lot of things I don't see, y'all, and I apologize, but I can't catch every message. But I try to do my best because I don't want to disrespect anyone, okay? I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my life. Everybody in my chat is important in this world. Everybody in my chat, I love you in Jesus Christ. God loves you. I love you tremendously. But I will read you down if you come for me. But we're going to put love in the atmosphere and let's not put hate. You can't come in my castle and think you're going to beat on me. You can't come in my castle and try to beat me with your words because I'm going to beat you. I'm going to outbeat you in anything you come in here with. It's just that simple. It's my castle. I run this SHIT. I run my life. Y'all take care. God loves you. And remember that. Remember that, okay? Goodbye.